Well, hello there, motherfuckers. I thought I should check in. I haven't. I planned on like reviewing every episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Um, and I don't know. I can never do like a weekly episodic like review cycle of the show. Because there just really wasn't a whole lot that I could find to talk about. For this series so far. Now, it's definitely not as good as Walking Dead. I mean, then again, I mean it's has like 5 more seasons on it, so it's kind of hard to really compare. But it really does deserve to be compared because I mean it is the same is from the same creators. It is in the same series, the same universe. So I have like a lot of pros and cons about this series. There has been some boring episodes, not fully boring. There's always a lot to like, but just like in the original Walking Dead, the main show, there are boring moments in this series. I mean, now we've watched them play a game Monopoly. We've watched them sit around, and a lot of times it really does feel like they're stretching that hour-long mark. Now, I'm a huge fan of this show. Well, the main show, Fear the Walking Dead. Just like everybody, this show is not going to get any new fans. That's for damn sure. It's a slower pace. The characters are not as interesting. This is basically a gift for fans of Walking Dead who want to see a prelude of how the whole outbreak started. And so far, I mean, they're doing a pretty decent job. Could they do a better job? I think so. I really think that they could uh, work on their reactions more. That's kind of my main complaint. This is like a really terrifying world they're living in. They just learned that, the dead is now walking among them. I mean, it would be like a holy shit moment. But I don't think that we really see enough fear and terror in their eyes. And, I think like the military has adjusted to the situation a little bit too well. And we're seeing a corrupt military now. See, things are getting more interesting. Starting from the 4th episode to the 5th episode that just aired on Sunday night, Cobalt, and we found out what that whole operation is about. Um, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but we've learned that people are being quarantined. The military is corrupt. So that's an interesting angle that we're seeing where the world has been thrown into chaos and the military is corrupt because of it. And they're controlling things, and we see that there's a little nasty business inside, and we got to find out these motives, and I'm gonna guess we got to wait, but we better get a damn good motive of why the military is so evil in this. We have to we have to find out why the Project Cobalt is a thing. We have to find out why this is going on. Why are now people striking deals to avoid being divided from other prisoners in the detainment camps. I want a damn good reason behind this, and we better not get any bullshit reasons or anything like that. No, I want a damn good reason of why this is happening. Now, I think that the scene that just passed with Cobalt, where you had Travis hanging out with the military, they're en route to the hospital, and they give him a sniper rifle and they set it up for him, and they say they want him to take out a walker, and it's aimed at a waitress that's in a diner, and they talked previously about it being a close knit town. And Travis talks about that everybody who's being kept in quarantine, they're going to realize, what's going on, that people are missing because they're a close-knit town. So as he's looking through the scope of the sniper rifle, he sees the waitress and and zooms in on our name tag. It says Kimberly on it. And, he pulls away He recoils, and it's like, did he know her? Is Kimberly somebody, special to him in some way? Maybe she served him in the diner before or something like that. And I thought that was a pretty powerful scene. We might never find out about it, but I'm going to assume because they're a close knit town that he probably knew her. So we kind of go back to the whole thing where Herschel and his family was keeping all the walkers in the barn because they were people and they didn't want to kill them until Herschel finally realizes who he's harboring. And we kind of see little compares and contrastings of both series right there. And I thought that was a pretty nice touch. So as each episode carries on, I wouldn't say that every episode that's come about so far has been better than the last. So there's definitely been, some episodes better than the others. But I have to say though that so far I think Cobalt was my favorite episode so far. There was also a torture scene, and if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. You're probably watching this video because you're interested in knowing about this show. Um, and I thought this torture scene was, something that the series needed. That really gives it its gritty edge, and that's what we haven't seen so far. The shocking grit of the original Walking Dead series, and we saw that here, and that I was very happy to see that we got to finally see something that's like gripping and like something that shocks you and you don't expect to see. But the torture is not just some random torture scene. It's because they want more information on Project Cobalt from the soldier, and that's why I thought that this felt like the most complete episode out of all of them. And I want to see more episodes like this. I don't know when they're going to be ending the series, when the season finale is going to be. Um, you know, I, I forget when they said it was going to be, but I don't know if it's going to actually merge into The Walking Dead, or are we going to have it at the same time? Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, because the season finale is not next week, right? Uh, anyway, but be that as it may, I'm pretty impressed with this series. I do want to see it continue. And I have, I've kept up with the series. And, it is a really interesting series. And it is fun to see where they're going to go about this. And, are these characters at some point ever going to meet up with the, original cast people are talking about that people are buzzing about on the internet? And I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think so. I don't see it really happening. I think they want to keep these two shows separate. And I think that would be for the best. Doing a crossover this early in the game would just be fucking pointless. I mean, plus they'd have to jump ahead quite some time to get up to that point for it to all make sense. Because remember, Rick had been, asleep in that hospital for a long time. So for that to make sense, I mean, they could meet up with Daryl and others, but I think that for the show's sake of keeping its own identity, because everyone's going to compare it to The Walking Dead, the main show, and I don't think that Robert Kirkman, really wants that. I don't think the creators of the show should really encourage such a constant comparison of the two shows, because they're very different, and we can see that they're trying to present this in a different way. That's not to say that The Walking Dead hasn't been slow paced. Does anybody remember season 2? Holy fucking shit! That's what I'm talking about right there. There has been a lot of slow parts, but Walking Dead always manages to find something entertaining, something to pull from each episode. I mean, it's not as glowing as the original series, unfortunately. I think it's basically because of the actors. Now, you could say, I was thinking to myself, well, that's because we've gotten accustomed to Daryl and Carol and Rick and and everybody and Michonne. I mean, we've come to love these characters because we've been on this ride for 5 years already. But I don't think that that's the case because I really took an immediate liking to all the Walking Dead characters in the first season. I think that the first episode of Walking Dead is probably one of the best debut premiere episodes of a series of all time. I thought the way how that whole series went and then Rick was trapped in the tank at the end, I thought that that was a wholly just completely amazing first episode. I've never been that stunned by a first episode of something in a long time. I mean, probably Gotham and Daredevil, but those like take an extreme runner-up position. I think Walking Dead's first episode was one of the best episodes, to be quite honest. I mean, I think that they hit everything on the fucking head on that that debut episode. But anyway, yeah, I think that the series is going good so far. They could, stand to make a couple of improvements. I really think that the fear element should definitely be stressed more because this Walker invasion, whatever you want to call it, this epidemic coming about, it's new to the world still. So I think people should be more terrorized by this, be more fearful. And I don't really see that enough. I mean, that's acting. But not to say that these are bad actors. These are great actors, and I really do like Travis. His wife, I'm not too crazy about her. Like I said, this show's still new. I really have to adjust to her and really see how things are gonna go with her character. Hey, for instance, I didn't like Carol when until the last couple of seasons, until Carol fucking toughened up. I mean, season 5 Carol is fucking amazing and one of my favorite characters. I mean, it's like Daryl, Rick, and then Carol, I believe. Carol fucking stepped up her fucking game. She's on her fucking A game, motherfuckers. Anyway, yeah, I just have to say that, I want to love these characters. I do. And, I don't hate them. I don't love them. I like some of them. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are fascinating. But I want more of a reason to really, invest in these characters, invest my emotions into these characters. Like, for example, the episode where Tyrese is in his final hour. I was saddened by that, and when he died, I mean, it was depressing. And I want to, so when some of these characters, and they will somewhere down the line, they die, we want to feel that emotion. We don't want to feel like when some teenager dies in a slasher flick. No, we want to feel like this is intense drama, and when someone dies, we feel like it's a family member, and we want that because when you're investing all your time, an hour of your time every single Sunday in watching this show, you're investing a lot of your time. You're investing a lot of you into a show, and you're going to be connected to that show. So, yeah, I just feel that if the show doesn't improve on that element of connecting us with the characters, I mean, maybe we got to give it more time. I believe in Robert Kirkman. I seriously do. And I just think that they need to work on fleshing these characters out a little bit faster. We need to know who they are. We knew that Daryl was the renegade from the moment we met him. We knew that Rick was the kind-hearted soul that was conflicted at times the moment we met him. And that's kind of what this show is lacking. Immediate, I don't want to say because I don't have a short attention span. I really don't. And I blame people who are bashing the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead for having short attention spans, and I still stand by that. But I really feel that people should really give the show more of a chance. I just think that maybe they could increase the speed of the storytelling up a little bit. I mean, I know there's no rush, but, and the ratings, even though they've dipped a little bit, are still pretty strong. Just because it went down from like 12 million to 7 million does not, that is a big dip, but that is still ratings that a lot of shows would kill for. So yeah, I think that we should really just give this show more of a chance. I just think that maybe they could tighten up some of those characters and flesh them out a bit more and a bit quicker. There's no necessity for such a slow pace. It's not really doing wonders for anybody. And like I said, I'm probably one of the most honest Walking Dead fans. Yes, sometimes Walking Dead can be slow, sometimes it can be boring, but the payoffs are second to none. I mean, if you sit through some of the boring parts of Walking Dead, you're going to see some of the best television you've ever seen, with some of the most reeling, unforgettable moments ever. So, the thing is, yeah, I really do think that they could tighten up the writing on even the main show a little bit, and just try to find the way to make certain things a little bit more interesting is all I'm saying. All right, guys. Yeah, let's see what happens, next week and the weeks that follow with this show. And I will definitely be reviewing the premiere episode of season 6 for the main show, The Walking Dead. So yeah, guys, see you soon.